Good evening. Welcome to the show. I'm Mary Grace, and we're coming to you live. This is Saturday, the 13th of July, 2024. It is just after 9 p.m. Eastern, and this is a special live stream. I am coming to you in response to something that happened earlier this evening. Most of you, I think, are aware, and if you're not, you're about to be at just after 6 p.m. this evening in Pennsylvania, in Butler, Pennsylvania. President Trump was delivering a speech at a rally. There were shots that were fired, shots rang out, and we saw President Trump go down very quickly. Thankfully, he is unharmed. I shouldn't say that. He was harmed, but he is okay. And it all happened very fast. There is a lot of news coming out. The story is unfolding and developing as we speak. I have been busy for the last couple of hours trying to gather intel, just trying to gather information and talking to different people, different sources in different areas, just to be sure that we could get some idea of what was happening on the ground, because I didn't want to come on and give you just speculation. And I didn't want to fill hours and hours of your time with speculation. And so here we are. And I am just waiting right now for a little bit more people to come in so that I can see that people are in the stream. Whatever platform you're watching from, please give us a chat, give us a thumbs up, give us a indication that you're seeing this and hearing this. As usual, some of my feeds are not working as well as I would like them to, but we're here, we're hanging out, and we're going to do the very best we can. Let me send this email out to you. I do have somebody in the wings that is going to talk to us, somebody who was actually at the rally. And as soon as I get a reply back from him, I am going to try to bring him into the conversation. So please just hang out with me. I appreciate your patience. I appreciate everybody being here. It looks like we have a lot of people coming in on Rumble. I am going to be wearing a lot of hats tonight as we speak, and so I do appreciate your patience. I am producing the show myself, and I have a lot of external sources that I want to try to show you. And as you may know, as some of you know, it's a little tricky sometimes trying to juggle all of this and also to keep track of the comments. I do have a moderator over on Rumble, which is really good. Yes, it looks like we have hundreds coming up on Rumble. If you are watching on Rumble, please hit the thumbs up on Rumble under the video. It's really important that you do this. Go and look under the video on the left-hand side, right under where it says Mary Grace Media. Hit the thumbs up because that will help get this video bumped up into the feed. And also, if you come back after the fact, please give us a comment in the chat. Hi, Franklin, over on YouTube. It's good to see you. Haven't seen you in a long time. JC is tuning in all the way from South Africa. It is 3:10 a.m. in South Africa, and so the world is awake. The world is paying attention to what is going on right now. We are aware that President Trump is okay. I am amazed. I'm going to show you here a little video of just when he got clipped on the ear, and then when he went down. It's pretty obvious that he himself was the one who he dropped himself down behind the podium, that he wasn't knocked over. In other words, he did it under his own steam. So give me just a second. Let me see if I can get this video in. I was downloading a bunch of videos on my computer. Let me just see if this is the one that we want. Interesting. Some of them didn't transfer over, but we'll just see what we can get. Let me see if this is the right one. Okay. All right. I'm going to show this one, and I'll be off camera for just a second. Let's just see. I think this is the one that shows, right where he went down and then came back up. Okay, just hold on. Okay, that was right after he went down and he came back up. That gives me chills. If you didn't catch that, let me play it again. Okay, this is right after he went down. He went down, the Secret Service uh, surrounded him, and then he came back up, and you can hear him saying, "Wait, wait, wait." And he looks right at the camera and he wants to address the people, and he says, "Fight, fight, fight." That's what he's saying. For some reason, you can't hear him at that moment, even though you can hear him saying, "Wait, wait, wait." So he is fully and totally in charge of the situation. He's fully in control of the situation. So let me play that again for you. Okay. It's just amazing. It's amazing. Because I wanna watch that. I feel like I wanna watch that video over and over again. As you know, part of what I do is I watch Trump, I observe him, and I interpret a lot of what he does, for lack of a better word. And so as I watch that video, I see somebody who's totally in control. And he is actually he's actually stronger than I think some of the Secret Service. You can see him leading the way, right? He's like, "Hold up," and then he's like, "Let's go." I'm gonna show you this video again. Let me show you this again. It's amazing. Incredible. Okay, so you can see he's doing like he's the one who says, "Onward, onward, onward." Amazing. So I do encourage you to go back and watch that because that is a man who is full of courage. This is a man who is unafraid. And when I heard him say, "Fight, fight, fight," it reminded me of Winston Churchill. And I was talking to some friends earlier. I've been on the phone nonstop since this all happened. And I was talking to a friend, and he said, this is his Teddy Roosevelt moment. And there was a time when Teddy Roosevelt was giving a speech and he was shot and he went off stage and then he came back with the bullet still in him and finished the speech, uh, which amazing. Now I'm looking at your comments here, and this is fresh commentary. This is me giving you my thoughts, okay? And I'm going to see if I can get this individual on the phone now, so that he can describe what he witnessed at the rally. So just stand by. He's, I think, driving because he was at the rally and then he had to get out and he's en route back home. And so just be patient. As soon as I can get this person on the phone, I will. But I will keep talking to you. And I want to look at your chat. I've got people coming in on Rumble. Let me get over to Rumble here. I've got people coming in on Rumble. I've got uh, let me just look at the chat on Rumble. I've got people coming in on YouTube. I've got people coming in on Facebook. And let me just look. We've got people, Washington, Oklahoma, Millie is pissed. Yeah, I know you are. We've got Millie says that video made my daughter and her boyfriend Trump voters. Yep. Now, I want to read you something that I saw online. This is being reported by, hold on. This is from Sean Davis. Okay, from the Federalist. A source familiar with Trump's security detail, um, tells the Federalist that the former and future president's detail has been asking for beefed up protection and resources for weeks, but has been rebuffed time and again by Biden's DHS. DHS, which oversees Secret Service protective detail, quote, wasn't responsive to those requests, unquote, for more resources, the sources said. Was Biden's regime behind the attack, or did it deliberately do everything it could to allow it to happen? Developing. So that's Sean Davis over on X, SEAN Davis from the Federalist. That was earlier this evening. And let me just check my X and Facebook people here. Prayers. Terry Hall says prayers for President Trump and his family, prayers for the one man who died, for his family and friends, prayers for the two people who are in critical condition from the rally who are in the hospital. Okay. Yes. So there are two fatalities that I know of. One is the shooter and the other is one of the attendees of the rally. Cynthia says Democrats are the devil's spawn. I'm not going to argue with that. Some of them are absolutely clueless. Some of them are intentionally just obtuse. Let's see. Linda says, I was watching the rally when it happened. Cynthia says there's not a soul in America that knew that, I think she means that did not know this was coming. Barb says Secret Service failure. John says, I was a member of the United States 82nd Airborne Division when President Reagan was shot. I'm pissed. I'm upset. Damn it. People need to get a life. Your local and state elections have more of an impact on your daily lives. That's true. It all trickles up, though. Thank you for your service, John. Go Airborne. The Democrats effed up big time this time. Yeah, I think so. Okay. So Becky says the shooter died, someone died, and another injured. Okay. President Trump is the bravest man I know and determined to keep fighting for the country. Nancy, bless you for coming on live, Mary Grace. Donald in New York, still following you. Thank you. Oh, good to see you, Donald. Yep. So we've got injuries. John is tuning in from Wisconsin, Flambeau Falls Truth Seekers up there. And hold on just a second. Okay, let's see. Yeah, Lynn, Lin on Facebook says, thank goodness he turned his head when he did. Thank God. Rosa says, we all know they've been trying to kill him, but there's some damn people saying it was all, I think you mean staged. Incredible, the blindness and hatred of people. Yeah, the crazy thing is that there are people who are saying that it was just firecrackers and that this was all staged as a stunt. Bobby says it was divine protection, too close. No one should have been able to get on a rooftop that close to the venue. Secret Service failed. Yes. The building wasn't secured. It's yeah. So I was talking to a friend earlier, and he made a really good point. And that is that in anywhere in America nowadays, the security perimeter needs to be at least 1,000 yards because anybody can get a rifle that is capable of shooting at that distance. And so the reports that we're hearing or that it was a rifle that was shooting small caliber ammunition, probably 223 ammunition, but it was a long gun. When you first hear it, it sounds like a handgun, a small caliber handgun, but then reports came out that it was a long gun, but a small caliber. And Paul G says he watched it live, but the point that my friend was making is that the perimeter should have been much, much bigger. And one thing that I want to say about the crowd, because if you watch the crowd behind Trump when this first started happening, like when he first got shot, it looks like they're not concerned. It looks like they don't care and that they're just kind of blasé. And the reason for that, that I believe, is if you've ever been to a Trump rally and you see the crowd behind him is actually much further in real life than it looks like on camera. So it's a depth of field thing where the camera lens zooms in and makes it look like they're right behind him, but they're not. And so the distance that separates them is worth noting, because they would have heard the sounds probably a little bit differently from him. It would have been delayed. It takes time for people to register information. And so I wanted to point that out because I think, you're probably going to get people who are speculating and saying, look how calm that guy is. How come he doesn't even care? Was he in on it or something like that? So be careful about that speculation because, camera angles can definitely make things appear as though they're not, or, things that aren't appear as though they are. I just wanted you to be aware of that. And then Susan on YouTube says, divine protection, God is protecting his chosen David. Yes, I believe that President Trump is protected by God and anointed and appointed. So I've got my caller who's ready to call in. I'm going to hold the phone up to the mic here. And so give me just a second. We're going to hear his account of what he witnessed and what he believes was going on. And Marianne on Facebook is corroborating what I just said. She said, I've been at his rallies and the people are very far away behind him. So yes, that's, if you've been to a rally, you know what I'm talking about, especially if you've been up close enough to see what's actually happening. So here we go. Let me check in on my Rumble people. Ooh, there's a lot of chat over there. Well, we've got almost 300 on Rumble. Guys, please share this, share. Put this into people into messages. Hit the thumbs up. I don't know if I can refresh. I don't see any thumbs up, but let's get this trending, everybody. Please tag people on Facebook. Please tag people on X. Get this reposted by as many people as you can. And I'm going to call my source now so that we can get him. Okay, hold on just a second. I want to send a link to somebody. Okay. Here we go. All right. So let me call him. Okay, like I said, he's driving, so he might be in a dead spot. Um, let's see. Okay. Okay. I just told him to call me. So let me just monitor the chat here. Security did fail. So there's a consensus here in the chat that people believe that the security failed. The bright spot with Pastor Dave Hammond says, "I believe God moved the bullet." Um, that's very likely. Some people are saying it sounded like a 22. My source is saying small caliber, but um, more like a 223. So that is still small caliber. Deanne says, "I feel like this moment is frozen in time. So sad. We will never forget the image of our man raising his fist and yelling, 'Fight.'" I absolutely agree. And to those of you who are listening, um, please, as you're listening, please pray for President Trump. And I want to encourage you as we're going through all of this. There's always just remember the 36 to 72-hour rule. There's a lot of speculation going around. Um, it's easy right now at this moment to have your emotions involved, and I'm speaking just from personal experience. It's very sobering, very moving to think about what happened. And so that is why it's so important, as our friend Boone Cutler says, protect your mind, control your emotions. And I think it's really important to do that. When you see people posting things about being violent or rising up or doing anything that would be construed as calls to violence, or words that the media likes to twist, actions that the media likes to twist, behaviors that the media likes to twist. It's really critically important that as people who are in a state of shock, that we really control our emotions and that we have very strong situational awareness. Okay, I'm getting the call here. I'll be right back. Okay, everybody, I have here with me right now on the phone, I have David. David is from Pennsylvania. He is a patriot in that area. And he was at the rally, and he's going to tell us what he witnessed while he was on the ground at the rally. Some of it you may have heard from other witnesses. Hopefully, this will corroborate some of the things that you've already heard. As I said, we really don't want to speculate, but we do want to hear from people who are on the ground. And another good friend was very gracious to connect me with this source who was on the ground. So attention. Robert is actually trying to get some dinner, so he's gonna. Sorry, not Robert. David is going to give us some account of what happened. David, you're on speaker. I'm sorry if I said Robert. There was somebody in the chat. So David is here with us. David, welcome. Everybody, just say hello and let's make sure everybody can hear you.
Yeah, hello. This is Dave.
Okay, I think we got you here on the mic. So can you tell us, you were at the rally. Tell us where you were standing at the rally.
Well, I was standing behind the media, and then to my left was the water tower, and Trump was, obviously in front of the media, and what was, I got there at like 5 o'clock, but about 10 after 5, you heard like a 4-round burst of shooting, and then people started hitting the ground. and I could tell it was, maybe 150 yards to my left, near the water tower. And then there was a police officer sniper on the roof to Trump's left, and he spun around and shot. And then, obviously I heard two other shots. So obviously that's when the Secret Service actually got him. But I mean, it was just chaos. People were hitting the ground, it was, pretty scary situation for a little bit,
Yeah. Yeah. Now you said that you were inside of the inside of the arena.
Correct. And I could tell the shots were not from inside. They were, at least 200 or 300 yards from President Trump.
Okay. And that's an important point, because when I was watching the video, it sounded like small caliber, maybe handgun. And I think a lot of people were assuming that that person would have been inside at close range.
No, I knew immediately the shots were coming from the outside of the rally, for sure.
Okay.
And it was I'm not going to say a small caliber. It was probably a 223. It was not a 22, but I mean it was loud.
Okay. Okay. Now, did you, so like it was a long gun, right? I mean,
Correct.
Are you,
correct, absolutely.
Now, what's your background in terms of knowledge of firearms and things like that?
I've been a hunter since I've been 6 years old,
Okay.
so 12 years old, and it's just and I do a lot of shooting. I know, I knew it wasn't fireworks or a small, it was not a 9mm or something. It was definitely a long gun.
Okay.
And it was from quite a ways, I'm going to say 200-300 yards at least from President Trump.
Mm-hmm. Now, what is the range of a weapon like that? What typically would be an optimal range or allowable range for a weapon like that?
Oh, in the proper hands, 400 or 500 yards easy.
With a scope?
Problem. With a scope,
Mhm.
correct.
Okay. A scope and a tripod, that kind of thing.
No. I mean, you just lean over the building, and these guys, there's the optics that they have now. I mean, a 500-yard shot is nothing. This guy was definitely inside of 500 yards.
Okay. Do you know what was the name of the venue? Do you recall that? Are you familiar with the area?
Well, no, I'm from Erie County, so I drove down there, but it was the Butler Farm show. Yeah, that's what they call it, the Butler Farm Show.
Okay. Okay. Somebody in the chat.
There's no high buildings there. The only really, the water tower was the highest spot, and I did not see any Secret Service on that. I mean, if they would have been on that water tower, they would have picked him out quick. I just couldn't believe that there was nobody on that water tower.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. That we know of.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. I couldn't see the backside of it.
Right. So there may have been, but so when did you first spot the Secret Service Overwatch on the building? Was it prior to this?
Yes, they were 100 yards from me on the rooftop, to Trump's left, and then obviously when there was like a 4-round burst, just bang 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 bang, and then he spun on the roof up there and fired once or twice, but everything was echoing through the metal buildings.
Okay. So you said bang 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 bang. That would indicate that the shooter was not using a bolt action. What type of?
Yeah, it was a semi-automatic, probably. I mean, it definitely wasn't a bolt-action gun, because there's no way he could have fired that fast.
Okay, okay. And do you have any idea, any speculation at all as to how Secret Service could have missed this if the guy was on a building?
Not really. I mean, they should not have missed him. You know, they should have seen him from even the main road. I mean, there was cops everywhere, Secret Service everywhere. I don't understand how they could have missed him. But
there is an eyewitness report. I'm going to play it here for my listeners in a few minutes, of a man who said that they saw the shooter climbing up onto the building. Have you seen that?
No.
Okay. I'm going to play it because it appears to corroborate what you're talking about. You're not claiming to have seen the shooter, but you are saying that you heard the direction of the shots, and then you saw the Secret Service sniper on the rooftop turn and shoot in the direction of where the shots came from. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
And you said that there was chaos as this was happening. Can you describe a little bit more of what was going on in the crowd? What was the overall impression that you got from people?
Well, just, people were hitting the ground. I mean, that's, they would just were, right to the ground, and, dumbass me, I don't have a gun and I'm running towards the shooting, I couldn't do anything, But by that time he was dead, I mean, it happened quick. He was shot quick.
He being the shooter.
Correct.
Okay.
He being the shooter.
Now, do you recall watching President Trump and what he did at this time? Were you watching him or just paying attention to the shooter?
Well, just kind of paying attention to the shooter at that point. I didn't have I could see through the media. I could see him, but once the shooting, I mean, everybody was diving for the ground, and people were moving around, and then the Secret Service hopped on him pretty quick. So.
And you think that there were at least two shooters that went for the two Secret Service who went at the shooter who got to him?
Yeah, I'm thinking. I'm not sure if the one in front of me to my right is the one that actually shot him, or there was a two burst shots afterwards, and I don't know which one of them had taken the shooter out, but
okay.
Yeah.
Now, I've heard some speculation that there were additional shots, that some people think there maybe was a additional shooter. Do you have any recollection?
At first, I thought there was two shooters, but after the 4-round burst, there was a couple of shots, and then the Secret Service and behind Trump shot as well. So I'm saying that there was one shooter.
Okay.
More than likely, and then one of them 3 shots took him out.
Right. So the additional shots that people were hearing would have been from the Secret Service, and
that's kind of what I'm thinking.
Okay. Okay. And it was because it was very quickly. The shots were taken very quickly after the shooter fired. Now, people are remarking at how slowly the Secret Service around Trump got to him. And I don't know if you've watched any footage of that.
I have not.
Okay.
I have not.
Okay. What I noticed, and when you go back and look at it, it'd be interesting to see what your take is. I actually felt like Trump responded so quickly that it made the Secret Service look slow.
Okay, yeah, that like I said, I couldn't, at that point, I couldn't see him.
Okay.
And it was really,
sure.
Everything happened quick, and people were, they're running and, tripping and hitting the deck, and, so.
Yeah, how long do you think it took for the venue to empty out once Trump went off the stage?
A while. Nobody wanted to leave because, didn't really believe what was going on,
Okay.
I mean, I didn't want to leave personally, and the police finally come around and was, telling everybody they had to leave.
Okay. Did what was the mood first of all, did people on the ground know? Did they have a reassurance that Trump was okay?
They did, because he gave everybody the fist and, and said something, but, obviously, and then I heard the crowd just, going crazy when he,
He
gave
said,
him the fist, and
he said,
but I don't
fight,
know what he
fight,
said.
fight. He said, fight,
Yep.
fight, fight. That's what he said.
Okay.
He told the Secret Service to wait a minute. He said, hold on. And then he said, fight, fight, fight. And that was when he gave the fist.
That's when everybody was cheering, and
Okay. Did anybody come on stage and address the crowd after that?
No, it was just kind of chaos, and they just wanted everybody out of there because I'm sure they didn't know if there was another shooter, or who knows.
Yeah. What about cell service?
I didn't have any. I have Verizon, and I didn't have any cell service.
Was that from the time you got in the perimeter, or do you think that it was because of the crowd size, or do you think there were jammers?
I think they jammed it.
Okay, yeah, I've been to a lot of events like that, and
yep, and they usually jam it.
Yeah, there was a signal jam around the Capitol on January 6th, but that's another topic.
Right.
Yeah, so interesting. Well, is there anything else that you can remember that now that you've had time to process this? And was there anybody else with you that had any observations that you may have missed?
I talked to a friend of mine who was probably another 50 yards closer. We kind of got lost in the shuffle, and I just kind of was standing by myself when this happened. And,
okay.
And, yeah, he said the same thing. He heard, 4 or 5 shots, and then a couple more, and but he hit the deck. I mean, people were grabbing a hold of him and getting him to the ground. So yeah, he just
okay. Wow.
But he agreed with me. It was outside of the perimeters for sure. It wasn't. All there was a 6-foot fence, a mesh fence. I mean, it wasn't even a very good good protection for the president.
Yeah, I've been to a rally of his that was at an airport, and I think the perimeter was a lot bigger, but still, it's kind of amazing, these open air events that he's at. And it would be interesting to find out what was really going on with Secret Service. We did see a report coming out of the Federalist that President Trump has been, his team has been asking for beefed up Secret Service, and just trying to get more coverage for him. There's also a report that Biden made reference recently to Trump being in the bullseye. I don't know if you've seen that. That's coming out.
I have not seen that. I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't. There's so much evil in this country that it's beyond belief. It really and truly is. What they won't do to retain power.
Yes, exactly. I wanted to see quickly, if you have just another minute, is there anybody in my listening audience that has any questions for David that I have forgotten? Put a QQQ in front of your question very quickly if you have anything you want me to ask that I have left out here. Otherwise, we're going to let David go and have his supper. Okay. Tina said that a lot of people that she knows went to the rally, but she didn't go because she had a cold. So yeah. Okay. So anything quickly, anything else for David that you guys can, I guess, yeah, Kevin is asking, was it an inside job? I mean, I guess that's hard to speculate.
No, it's hard to speculate. I mean, the shooter definitely was not in the perimeter. So, but
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's just there's not a lot of tall buildings. I would have thought that it would have been pretty easy to protect the president. I would have thought all the police running around.
It's incredible. It's very, very hard to process. So listen, I'm going to let you go. Oh, do we have any info on the shooter? Have you heard anything about who the shooter was?
I have not.
Okay. Okay. I don't understand that question. Did he have something on? Okay. Oh, did you have your camera on or video, or did you get any footage of this?
I did not. No.
Okay. Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you so much for your time. And
Okay.
if anything
No
else
problem.
comes to mind, just shoot me a text and I'll share it with
Well,
the
all I can
listeners.
say to the listeners that, God was, definitely overlooking Donald Trump tonight, because another half inch to his right, either left, he would be dead.
Yeah, I believe it. Okay, we have a couple more questions. There's a lag. Okay, so Nancy says, did he have camo on? Nancy, I don't think he saw the actual shooter.
No, I did not see the shooter. He was on the other side of the roof, probably.
Okay. Yeah.
Obviously. So.
And then Nancy says she wants to know, did Dave help anybody who was upset? No, you.
Well, one woman was trampled and they stepped on her head. And
oh no.
Yeah, and me and another person, helped her took her into one of the restaurants, and they were going to get a paramedic for her. But yeah, that was
wow.
Kids crying and screaming and carrying on.
Yeah, yeah,
traumatic for them.
Yeah. And then Lynn is saying, question, why did the Secret Service get him off the stage right away? I think you mean, why didn't he? He did. They did get him off the stage. Did you have cell service? No, John is asking. No, he said he did not have cell service.
No, didn't have cell service.
Okay. All right. So everybody's saying thank you. And we do appreciate your time, and be safe out there. I know you're on your way home, so appreciate it.
Right.
Thank you so much, David. Okay. All right. Bye.
Take it easy. Bye.
Okay. Bye. Okay. Well, that was interesting. So people are saying, kind of speculating about the caliber of the gun. Let me just look. So Delia is saying the shooter looked like he had camo from the video of him on the roof. He was supposedly Antifa. Is that saying Mark Violets? Is that what you meant to say? Okay, listen, here's a video that I have that's allegedly of this person. Okay, hold on just a second. And then I'll read some more of your comments. Listen, I've got over 300 people watching live on Rumble, which is awesome. 333. But I only have 38 thumbs up. Can you help with that, everybody? Can all 333 of you go and give a thumbs up on this video so that we can get this video trending in the Rumble feed and we can get more eyeballs on it? That would be tremendous if you could do that. So listen, let me show you this video, and then I'm going to show you the video of the guy who said that they witnessed the alleged shooter going up and climbing around with the gun. Okay, so watch this video.
Lá em cima, né? Aqui, ó. You can see the guy there. I think they hit him because the guy he looks dead. Tá vendo? Lá em cima, né? Aqui, ó. You can see the guy there. I think they hit him because the guy he looks dead. Tá vendo?
Okay, so if in case you didn't understand, the person shooting the video, said, I think they hit him. He looks dead. That's what they said. Now, I'm going to show you another video, but I want to read this comment first. Michael Daly says, Mary Grace, I'm a grown man. This is on Facebook, watching the whole speech, and I cried uncontrollably like a baby because I know the importance of this man, this movement. People just don't know what has really been going on as far as cleaning out the deep state, not only here in America, but around the world. Commander-in-Chief, President Trump, God definitely has his hands on Trump's shoulders. I believe it. That's a very good comment. Thank you. Let's see. Let me get another video up here. Okay, interesting. I'm going to have to. It may take a second. I've lost my thumbnails. Okay, let's watch this. This is very interesting. Think about what David, our caller, just said, and then let's see. Ruth is asking for the last name of our caller. He's not sharing his last name, but he is coming to me from a trusted source, and so this is why I shared David's information. This is why I shared his call with you. He's not just coming to me out of the blue. He was sent to me by a highly trusted source. Okay, here we go. This is a video of a supposed an eyewitness who supposedly witnessed the shooter, the would-be shooter, before before the guy climbed up on the roof, or as he was climbing up. Okay, so watch this. I'm reading Deanna's comment on YouTube. Let me just read this comment and then I'll play this video. It says, the real Toria Brooke on Truth Social just posted a video of the Secret Service snipers. Looks like they were aiming at the guy on the roof and fired on him at the same time he fired on Trump. That would line up with what David said, because he said that those, as soon as he heard the shots, that that the snipers, the Secret Service, immediately fired on him. So the timing of that would make sense. Cindy is asking a question. Can anyone remember who it was that prophesied the shot heard around the world? Was it Amanda Grace or Julie Green? Actually, it was Q. For the Q doubters out there, just to throw that out. Okay, let me play this video. It's a couple of minutes, so stay with me here.
Someone who was here, you weren't inside the event, nope, but you were just outside. Tell us what you saw.
So we had a party here all day. You can see behind us at the Brinkles Farm and Greenhouse here. We had a party, and we all decided, hey, you know, when we hear Trump up there, we're going to walk up through the field, stand by the trees up there under the shade, and watch and listen to the rally. Right? We couldn't see him, but we could hear him. So we walked up, and probably 5 to 7 minutes of Trump speaking. I'm estimating here. I have no idea, you know, but we noticed a guy crawling, bear crawling up the roof of the building beside us, 50 feet away from us. So we're standing there, you know, we're pointing at the guy crawling up the roof.
And he had a gun, right?
He had a rifle. We could clearly see him with a rifle. Absolutely. We're pointing at him. The police are down there running around on the ground. We're like, hey, man, there's a guy on the roof with a rifle. And the police were like, huh, what? You know, like they didn't know what was going on. You know, we're like, hey, right here on the roof. We can see him from right here. We see him. You know, he's crawling. And next thing you know, I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, why is Trump still speaking? Why have they not pulled him off the stage? I'm standing there pointing at him for, 2 or 3 minutes. Secret Service is looking at us from the top of the barn. I'm pointing at that roof, just standing there like this. And next thing you know, 5 shots ring out.
So you're certain that the shots came from that guy on the roof?
100%. 100%.
And he was up there for a couple of minutes.
He was up there.
You saw him up there for a couple of minutes.
Absolutely. At least 3 to 4 minutes.
And you were telling the police and the Secret Service?
We were telling the police. We were pointing at them for the Secret Service, who were looking at us from the top of the barn. They were looking at us the whole time when we were standing by that tree.
Could they see
binoculars?
Could they see him?
Probably not, because the roof, the way the slope went, he was behind where they could see. But why is there not Secret Service on all of these roofs here? I mean, this is not a big place.
Did you see, I mean, obviously everyone, when the shooting started, everyone was very panicked. Did you see what happened to him at all?
Oh yeah, they blew his head off.
Okay, sorry.
Secret Service blew his head off.
Okay, just be careful because we don't quite know who's watching, but you're pretty sure they shot the guy?
Absolutely, 100%.
Okay.
Yep.
You saw that happen?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And did you see them go up to him afterwards, or?
They crawled up on the roof. They had their guns pointed at him, make sure he was dead. He was dead, and that was it. It was over.
It's incredibly shocking.
The guy was on the roof right there. You can see the white roof right there.
Did you get a look at him? Could you?
No, other than he was in muted colors, tan type clothing. We saw the rifle flinging around as he was trying to crawl. I mean, we saw the rifle, 100%.
Do you know about guns? Do you know what kind of weapon it was?
Oh, I absolutely know about guns, for sure. No, I mean, it was a rifle of some sort. I wouldn't know, I wasn't close enough to read the label on it, but,
sure. But
it was a rifle of some sort. Yeah, absolutely.
So how do you process what you've just seen?
I don't know what to say, man. All I'll tell you is, if I walked up close to there with anything that Secret Service considered a problem, I wouldn't be standing here talking to you right now. But I don't know why a guy who we're standing there pointing out to police and Secret Service is crawling up the roof. Yes, right there by that tree. We were outside the security perimeter. But my question is, there's only a few buildings around here. Why is Secret Service not at every building here?
Well, there's a whole bunch of questions, I think, that are going to come.
There's a whole bunch of questions.
Yeah.
Yes, she was right in front of me. She kept going back and forth right in front of me. Yes.
Tell us about her.
I mean, nice horse, nice lady running with a flag. Seemed very, patriotic.
But what's the significance of her?
No, he asked me if I saw a horse.
Okay. All right, well, listen, I'm sorry you had to witness that. That was a terrible thing. And you just stay safe with your family and look after yourself. Thanks for your time.
Man.
Okay. Wow. I don't know what to say to that. I really don't. I have people in the chat who are saying that they're hearing that the shooter was Antifa. I don't know what the fake news is reporting on this. I did see one report. Okay, Delia is saying in the Rumble chat, CNN isn't saying that he was shot. They said he fell. I mean, so we have two eyewitnesses who are reporting that the Secret Service shot the shooter. And we have a video of what appears to be the shooter dead on the roof. And CNN is making stuff up, but that's not surprising. Let me show you this video. I don't know how to grab a video from social where Taria Brooke was posting. So I'm just going to hold this up to the camera so you can see it. It's a very short video. It's 10 seconds. And this is showing the snipers, the Secret Service snipers up on the roof. So I'll play it a couple times. Hold on. Okay. Okay. Very short. The account this is on is The Real Toria Brooke, Toria. So it's short for Victoria. Okay. Her account is showing that on Truth Social, and she says footage shows snipers' reaction to assassination attempt on President Trump. It's a little unclear. She has footage also of the motorcade that left the hospital where President Trump was being treated. Tons and tons of squad cars and that type of thing. So it's definitely worth looking at. Now I want to read President Trump's statement after this happened. Okay. Let me just look at the chat here on Rumble, and I think I'm going to sign off. pretty soon. Hold on just a second. Okay. Okay. Here's what Trump said. He posted this at 8:42 p.m. I want to thank the United States Secret Service and all of law enforcement for their rapid response on the shooting that just took place in Butler, Pennsylvania. Most importantly, I want to extend my condolences to the family of the person at the rally who was killed, and also to the family of another person that was badly injured. It is incredible that such an act can take place in our country. Nothing is known at this time about the shooter who is now dead. I was shot with a bullet that pierced the upper part of my right ear. I knew immediately that something was wrong in that I heard a whizzing sound, shots, and immediately felt the bullet ripping through my skin. Much bleeding took place, so I realized then what was happening. And then in all caps, God bless America. God bless America. That's Trump. Okay. Just, fighting. I don't know what else to say. I want to read through your comments here for just a minute. So, yes, Believer72 is outraged. Believer72 is on YouTube saying a witness was yelling for 2 to 3 minutes to police and Secret Service. Yes, that was what I just showed you. Yeah, why was he allowed to fire shots at Donald Trump? I believe, let's see. Now, one thing that one of my Rumble comments is saying, this is interesting. This is Nancy Parsons. I'm concerned that the media is already saying that Trump was inciting the crowd with his fist and saying, fight, fight, fight. Here we go. Any response on our part will be considered to be ordered. Yeah, I mean, I think if anybody, I think if anybody hasn't learned by now, the utter just dishonesty and wickedness of the media, I don't know if there's hope for you. If you still believe what they say, if you still allow yourself to be manipulated and emotionally jerked around like this, I just don't know what to tell you. I really don't. Because, you can look at the footage and you can see that you can see with your own eyes that Trump hit the ground and came up with a rallying cry to continue fighting. That's what he was talking about. It was fight, fight, fight. It's not go out and fight. It's fight this nonsense, fight this evil, fight this wickedness, and that is what he was doing. Lynn is asking, did I hear the words from the resident from the White House this evening? I didn't, Lynn. Did they wake him up and pump him full of amphetamines to get him up to the microphone? How on earth did he get any words out of his mouth? Yes, Tina says on Facebook, fight for freedom and lawfulness against tyranny and lawlessness. Yeah, okay. So apparently Biden spoke. That I guess was interesting. I try to avoid listening to him, to be honest, because it's so painful. I didn't know anything could be worse than listening to Obama, but there it is. Apparently there is something worse. Okay. Let me see what we've got here. We just got a message. All right. Let me go back to this site so that I can see the Rumble. Okay, Sky Blue is asking, Mary Grace, did the sniper who had the assassinator in his scump in his scope have to wait for the bad guy to shoot first. Sky Blue, I don't know the rules of engagement, but I would imagine that that would be the case because otherwise, I mean, then it would become Secret Service assassinating an innocent person who had not actually taken action. Right? I can't imagine that they would be free to fire on this individual first. However, I believe that there should have been some provision for intervention if you see somebody with a gun aimed at the president. Yeah. So Lynn is reporting on what Biden said. It took everything to listen to him, but he referred to him as Donald twice. It was amazing. He did form a full sentence, kind of weird that he was able to speak so clearly. Yeah, it's disgusting to me how they treat him, but not surprising. Speaking of President Trump, I'll tell you something I did on my phone. This will bring a moment of levity to the conversation. I don't know if anybody has an iPhone and you have predictive text on your phone. One of the things that I got really fed up with is, like when you type something and then the AI sort of finishes it for you. Well, whenever you would type, let's say that I was sending a text or I was typing in something and it would fill it in. So if I type the word president, then the suggested words it was always Obama. They would give you choices of what to tap to fill in the rest. Does that make sense? So you type the word president and then they give you the choice Obama, Bush, and then I think Clinton. Well, I got so fed up because they would never give you President Trump as a choice, and it would never autofill the word Trump. Even if you type like TRUM, it still would never. It would autofill Trumps. Okay, John on Facebook is saying the same thing happens to him. It never says Trump. Well, here's what I did. I went to my keyboard shortcuts and I made it so that anytime I type a letter P, it automatically fills President Trump. So I don't even have to look at those names again. Do you want to see it happening? You want to see? I'm going to type the letter P. Let's see. It's blurring. If I hold it back here, can you see it? I've got the blur on the background. Okay, so watch. It's too blurry. Let's see if it comes in focus. Okay, I'll hold it right. Is that the P? No, that's the L. Okay, let me put my finger right on the P. Okay, watch. Okay, so there it is. It comes up right there. And then I hit it and it fills in President Trump. Can you see it? I have to hold it back here because it's going to get blurry if I put it up to the camera because of the settings. But anyway, so now every time I type the letter P, it fills in President Trump, even if that's not what I wanted to say. Somebody says, Linda says, mine comes up Trump now, but I use it frequently. Linda, no matter how many times I type the word Trump, it still wouldn't default to that. Even though other things that I type, it would default to those other words. I know what you're saying. Like is the number of times you use it and then you click on it and it becomes part of the usual choices. It never did. Never, ever came up that way. So I changed it. I fixed it. Now, anytime I type a P, it comes up President Trump. So let me see what somebody said. Deanne said, Deanne is one of my top fans on Facebook, by the way. I just want to give her some acknowledgement. Deanne, she's very engaged on my Facebook page. Nice job, Deanne. Really wonderful. Deanne says, Biden said that he would call Donald and then report back after he talked to him. That's just, yuck. Marion says, I use my phone all the time. It never, ever, ever says Trump. Same, exactly. John says, same here. It still only offers Obama. Yeah, it's really disgusting. Those people over at Apple. I can't say the word. Somebody's asking me on Rumble how I did it. Something to do with the text settings. I should have taken notes. It's on an iPhone. I don't know how to do it on an Android. It has something to do with your keyboard, but there's little shortcuts and you can, I don't know if you know, like just do a search on how to set up shortcuts on your Apple keyboard. Sorry. I don't know how I did it, but it's a shortcut. That's how it did. Oh, John has a droid and he said it happens to him as well. Yeah, that's Silicon Valley for you. We got to get those people out of there. So Nancy. Yeah, John says, I think it's bigger than just Apple. I believe that. I believe it. It's it's just the culture of Silicon Valley. So yeah, we'll see. Okay. Listen, 399 people watching on Rumble. 81 of you have hit the thumbs up. If you're finding value in tonight's conversation, if you are thankful that we went live, please just take a second to hit the thumbs up under the video. Can we get at least 300 thumbs up? It really will make a difference. Also, if you come back after the show, if you come back after this, please remember to leave a comment on any platform that you're watching on. That would be great because it will help get this trending. I don't even know right now how many are watching on any of these other platforms because Restream has turned off my view counter for some reason. Don't know why. But let's see. Okay. Okay. Let's see. All right, let me see. Okay. I don't have any more comments. Oh, Dan Bongino just posted on Facebook. Let me see what he says, okay? Because Dan Bongino was Secret Service. Let me read you this. He says, actively communicating with a number of former colleagues from the Secret Service about the assassination attempt. This is an obviously catastrophic failure and no excuses should be made or even attempted. The failures are profound and questions must be answered about ground surveillance, air surveillance, post-stander support, and counter-sniper advanced work and response. We have one job and we came within inches of a deadly failure today. An uneventful failure is not a success. Okay, so that is Dan Bongino on Facebook. I'm going to share it to my Facebook page. So I just shared it on Facebook. Yeah. Okay, so like I said, when you come back, is it even showing that I'm live on Facebook? Let's see. Crazy. Okay, there we go. Yeah, absolutely being censored here. Yeah, Brian on Facebook is saying, where were the eyes in the skies drones? Exactly. Yeah, so glad you're covering this. So valuable. Okay. So, that's it. I think I'm going to sign off here soon. I just wanted to, like I said, I wanted to go live. I wanted to get that account in there from David, the caller who called in. He was on the ground on at the rally, saw the snipers in action, heard where the shots came from, and so I think that's really valuable that we were able to hear from him. Um, Somebody asked about David's credentials, and he is somebody that was sent to me by our friend Sam the Spy. Sam is up in Pennsylvania. Sam was not at the rally, but I've talked to Sam several times this evening since this happened. And so before I came on live, I was attempting to pull together more information for you. That's why I took a little bit longer to go live. I know some people just jumped right on air, but I just wanted to take a few minutes to get dialed in to what was really happening. Um, Now listen, this is really important. I see people saying that they're worried. I see people saying that bad things are going to happen and they're going to be blamed on Trump supporters. And something that I really want to emphasize is this, and I want you to go back and I want you to watch the interview that I did week before last with Boone Cutler. The title of that interview was Stand Up and Speak Up. And you can find it on all of my platforms. It's probably easier to find on Rumble, but I want you to go back and watch that because it's really critical at this time for Trump supporters to do what our friend Boone Cutler recommends. He is the co-author with General Flynn of the books, The Citizen's Guide to Fifth Generation Warfare. If you don't think that the media is going to just absolutely hammer the airwaves with information war and propaganda, you have another thing coming. So his book that he wrote with General Flynn is called The Role of the Church in Fifth Generation Warfare, 5G Warfare. Sorry, that's one of them. And then the other one is The Citizen's Guide to 5G Warfare. You can go to this link right here on the screen with the QR code and you can purchase those books. Use promo code Mary Grace. This is so important that you understand what is going on, because if you allow yourself to be emotional, if you allow emotion to drive your actions and your behaviors right now, you're going to get yourself into trouble. And you are going to fulfill the words of the media, which has been telling people since 2015 that Trump supporters are violent. This isn't the first time we've heard this. They set up the entire narrative in early 2020, in January of 2021, and they've been hammering it ever since then. Uh, this is critically important that you have situational awareness and that you protect your mind, you control your emotions, and that you steward the atmosphere of your heart, that you guard the atmosphere of your heart so that you are able to push through and to persevere as we go into the next several months. I'm not surprised at what happened tonight. I'm surprised that it happened as soon as it did. But if you think about it, it's happening right on the eve of the RNC convention. So that doesn't surprise me. It doesn't surprise me that something like this would happen. Now, I think we all know, it's pretty obvious by now that it takes a lot more than what they're doing to stop Trump, to bring Trump down. And I want to show you this video one more time because to me, this is it's just absolutely moving. It's incredibly moving. And if you're tempted to get down, if you're tempted to let the voices of the machine, um, if you're tempted to let go of hope, first of all, get in the Word of God, read the Word of God, especially the Psalms right now, but also understand from Ephesians 6 that this is a spiritual battle. And then just save this little video to your phone or wherever and just keep watching it because our president is not afraid. And I always say, don't be scared, be prepared. Protect your mind, control your emotions. So let's watch this video together one more time. I'm going to play it a couple of times because I want you to see your president. I want you to see him and I want you to see his strength. And this is because God is giving him strength. So here we go. Wow. Just amazing. Amazing. And so, I think for people who are asking how come the Secret Service didn't get him off quicker? Um, he made them wait. He made them wait. So, that's one thing. Um, oh, this is a really nice comment from Nancy on Rumble. She said, "Thank you for coming on tonight. You were the first one of my media choices I went looking for. I knew you'd have the right info with the right context. Good night." Oh, that's really special. Thank you. Um, White Lion says Trump is a fighter, never give up. John 66 says, thank you for being on tonight. Definitely appreciate it. Colorado Granny says, many of our founding fathers lost everything. Yes, they did. Yes. So, this is the spirit of this country. This is the spirit that we were founded on. And it's in our blood. It's who we are. And so I want you to leave tonight with courage and with hope. Because if Trump didn't matter, they wouldn't have tried this. They wouldn't have tried to put him in jail. They wouldn't have tried to take him off the ballot. They wouldn't be trying all of the things they're trying. I also am encouraged about the actual election because if they thought that they could rig it, they wouldn't have tried all the things that they've tried so far, including what happened tonight. And so, be very careful about the words that you speak. For example, if you say, "Oh, I know they're going to do such and such," or "This is going to happen for sure," um, the the words that you speak actually carry a lot of power. And so I really want to encourage you to speak life over President Trump, speak protection and peace over him and his family, and also over you and your family, and also pray against anything that would put MAGA and conservatives in a bad light. So if there's anyone who is planning any type of event that would make it look like MAGA Republicans or Trump supporters are retaliating for this, please just pray that that would be thwarted. It's really important to do that. Our words, our prayers have power, and so um, let's be aware of that. Let's be mindful of that. Okay. Let me just see. Okay. Thank you for your comments, John. I appreciate that. All right. So I think that's it. Yes. Speak life, love, protection, and abundance. Exactly. That's what we want to do. And so if you're stuck on how to do that, I would encourage you to get a book called Prayers That Shake Heaven and Earth. I don't have it right here on the table, but that's a good book. It has some prayers in it that help you speak the scripture. Honey Bee 88 says, put on the armor of God. That's Ephesians 6. Definitely do that. All right. And Linda Arneson, I think, says our weapon is to pray, pray, and pray always. Exactly. So listen, I did a show earlier today. If you missed it, please go and watch it. I also have a show next week that is going to be a week from today. It's going to be on next Saturday at 1 p.m. There may be some other shows before that, but just keep that in mind that it's going to be coming on. Now, let me find the last thing that I need to give you before we sign off. Okay. All right. So just a reminder, please go to my website, support my affiliate partners. They help us to keep the content coming. I'm going to play you out here with a little commercial. And this is, just if you're so moved, go ahead and support these America First companies that help us bring the content to you. All right. Thank you, everybody, for being here. It's been really good to connect with you. And okay, hold on. I'm trying to get to the chat. It's been really good to connect with you. And I'm grateful to all of you. Thank you to my moderators. Thank you to everybody who's been here tonight. And Rumble, Team Rumble, let's hit those thumbs up. That would be awesome if you could do that. So pray for President Trump. Pray for me. Pray for all of independent media. And keep your families in prayer. Keep your priorities prioritized. Get outside, get some fresh air, and pray for President Trump. Everybody have a good night. Lots of love. Mary Grace signing off. Listen, your health is your best investment. We have a country to save, and we need people who are in the best shape of their lives, physically, mentally, spiritually. Why not connect with a team who cares about you on every single level from the inside out? Official Synapse is that team. OfficialSynapse.com. It's official, SYNAPSE.com. Tell them Mary Grace sent you, and they will treat you like family. If you're like most people, you really probably haven't thought about transferring your paper dollars into physical gold and silver. But I want to tell you a story. My friend Andrew Sorcini over at Beverly Hills Precious Metals, he recently went overseas and he wanted to buy a watch. He likes fine watches. He took 3 currencies with him. He took gold, he took Bitcoin, and he took American dollars. Now, there used to be a time when the American dollar was king. I remember that when I used to travel overseas. Everybody wanted dollars. The people that he was dealing with would not take his dollars because the dollar is so devalued around the world. They wanted the gold. So this is what I recommend to you. I want you to think about this. If you have cash in the bank, if you have an investment account that you have worked hard for years to accumulate, consider the value of converting that money into physical gold and silver. You're not buying something that's losing value. You're changing those worthless dollars into a tangible physical asset that will go up in value, which it has done historically. Here's what you're going to do. You're going to go to bh-pm.com. The first thing you're going to do is schedule that free consultation. Second thing, just think rationally about this, pray about it, go to the Lord, see what the best decision for you and your family is. I can't tell you that. I don't want to pressure you into that. What I do know is don't be scared, be prepared. And so the third thing you want to do is make a decision for you and your family. Make a decision, take action. bh-pm.com. Let them know Mary Grace sent you. When it comes to food, we really want to be aware of what is in the food that we're consuming. And that includes different types of technologies, jibber jabbers, technology that can alter your genetic makeup. And this is why we want to focus on American grown beef that isn't injected with things that you wouldn't put into your own body. We really don't know what tomorrow is going to bring. We saw 4 years ago what happened when the whole country shut down and people couldn't even go to the grocery store. We saw what happened when meat and other foods were rationed, and that could happen any day. We want you to be prepared. We want you to take action. And one of the best ways to do that is to secure food for yourself and your family. What better way than to go to griddownchowdown.com, use promo code Mary Grace, get a sustainable, reliable, shelf-stable source of high-quality American beef. All you do is go to griddownchowdown.com, tell them Mary Grace sent you, put your order in the basket and check out, and you're good to go. The other thing you can do is you can get a subscription. If you do a subscription, you're going to get this freeze-dried beef delivered to your door every month. And you're going to save a little bit while you do that. You're going to stockpile it, or you can just cook with it. Some people are just using it for their regular cooking. It's really up to you, but it's super convenient because it's freeze-dried and it's shelf-stable for 12, 15 years or more. Go to griddownchowdown.com and use promo code Mary Grace. I just want to give a shout out to everybody who watches this show. Thank you for being a participant. Thank you for being a loyal audience member. I just want to remind you, if you like what you've seen, please share this and don't forget to subscribe, turn on your notifications, and also sign up for my email list so you never miss a show.